Welcome back. We are in the exercise number 3.5, the fifth exercise in linear equations, and this we will be discussing cross multiplication method. The problems that we will solve in this exercise will be using cross multiplication. We have already discussed the cross multiplication technique basically with an example. So now we can directly go to the questions. The first question, it says if you have a solution for the given equation, you have to solve it using cross multiplication method. So the first question is here. X minus 3y minus 3 equal to 0, 3x minus 9y minus 2 equal to 0. So first we are checking for the consistency condition, because the question says if it is consistent and has unique solution, we need to find the solution using cross multiplication method. So first I am trying to find the consistency. So a1 by a2 is 1 by 3, b1 by b2 is also 1 by 3, but c1 by c2 is 3 by 2. Therefore a1 by a2 equal to b1 by b2, not equal to c1 by c2. So this is the condition for no solution case. So we need not solve this problem using cross multiplication. So the second question is here, which is 2x plus y equal to 5 and 3x minus 2y equal to 8. And just to have a recap, when you have a cross multiplication problem, you are supposed to bring the constant term to the other side and then apply the formula. So we have to bring it to this form. You bring this 5 to the other side. So 2x plus y minus y equal to 0 will become your first equation, and 3x plus 2y minus 8 equal to 0 will become your second equation. I am checking the consistency condition here. So 2 by 3 is not equal to 1 by 2, which means a1 by a2 is not equal to b1 by b2. So this system is going to be consistent and will have unique solution. So we are going to solve it. So I have taken the values of a1, b1, c1 from the equation and a2, b2, c2 from the second equation. And just to recall, this is the cross multiplication formula where we did this in the introductory class. So I am just directly substituting the values that I have here. So it will be x divided by minus 8 plus 10. Minus 8 is obtained by b1 c2. You multiply b1 with c2 and b2 c1 gives you the second term. Likewise, y by minus 15 plus 16 using this formula, c1 a2 minus c2 a1, and 1 by a2 b1 minus a1 b2. So that is over here. So once you get these values, we equate x with the constant term separately and y with the constant term separately. When I equate x to the constant term, I get x by 2 equal to 1 by 1. Similarly, y by 1 is equal to 1 by 1. So I will be getting x is equal to 2 when I cross multiply and y is equal to 1. So therefore the solution is 2 comma 1. This is the third question, the third subdivision in the first question. The equation is 3x minus 5y equal to 20, 6x minus 10y equal to 40. So first I am checking the consistency condition. I see a1 by a2 is 1 by 2, b1 by b2 is also 1 by 2, and c1 by c2 is also 1 by 2. So a1 by a2 equal to b1 by b2 equal to c1 by c2. So this system has infinitely many solutions. So we are not going to solve this using cross multiplication, because the question says only if it has unique solution we have to get the solution. So moving on to the next one. We have x minus 3y minus 7 equal to 0, 3x minus 3y minus 15 equal to 0. So I get 1 by 3 not equal to 1 by 1, which is a1 by a2 not equal to b1 by b2. So this system has unique solution, so we will be solving it using cross multiplication. So I have taken the equation separately. I have isolated the value of a1, b1, c1, a2, b2, c2, and according to this formula, it is x by b1, c2 minus b2, c1, which is 45 minus 21. Then y by c1 a2 minus c2 a1, which is minus 21 plus 15. Then you have 1 by a1 b2 minus a2 b1, which is minus 3 plus 9. So when I simplify this further, I get x by 24, y by minus 6 and 1 by 6. So now I equate x with the constant term separately, y with the constant term separately. When I do that, I get x is equal to 24 by 6, which is equal to 4. And here I get y is equal to minus 6 by 6, which is negative 1. Therefore the solution is 4 comma minus 1. This is the second problem. And the first subdivision, they are given equation 2x plus 3y equal to 7 and a minus b times x plus a plus b times y is equal to 3a plus b minus 2. So they are asking us to find the value of a and b, for which this system of equation will have infinitely many solutions. So first let's write the condition for infinitely many solutions. Before that, we are writing what is a1 by a2, which is 2 by a minus b, and b1 by b2 is 3 by a plus b, and c1 by c2 7 divided by 3a plus b minus 2. So the condition for infinitely many solution is a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 is equal to c1 by c2. So first what we do, we equate the first term and the second term. So a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2. When I do this equation, I get one equation in terms of a and b, which is minus a plus 5b equal to 0. I keep that as my first equation. Then I equate my a1 with c1. So 2 by a minus b is equal to 7 by 3a plus b minus 2. So when I try to solve this by cross multiplying, I get another equation which is minus a plus 9b is equal to 4, and I am marking it as equation 2. By solving equation 1 and 2, we will be able to find the values of a and b. So when I solve 1 and 2, I see that I have minus a in equation 1 and minus a in equation 2 as well. So when I subtract these two equations, my a term will get cancelled. So I am using the elimination concept here. So my a gets cancelled off by subtracting. So this becomes minus 4b is equal to minus 4. So my b becomes 1. After getting the b value, I can substitute b equal to 1 in any one of the equation. I am substituting it in equation 1. When I substitute it here, I get minus a is equal to 5 plus 5 is equal to 0. So minus a is equal to minus 5. So a would be 5. So the value for which this system will have infinitely many solution is when a is 5 and b is 1. So when I substitute a as 5 and b as 1, I will get an equation, and that time this equation and this would have infinitely many solution. Moving on to the second subdivision, we have 3x plus y equal to 1 as the first equation, and 2k minus 1 times x, k minus 1 times y, 2k plus 1. So this is the second equation. So in this question, they are asking you to find the value of k for which this system will have no solution. So first let's find out the relationship. a1 by a2 is 3 by 2k minus 1, b1 by b2 is 1 by k minus 1, and c1 by c2 is 1 by 2k plus 1. So after knowing a1 by a2, b1 by b2 and c1 by c2, we write the condition for no solution. No solution is a1 by a2 equals b1 by b2 not equal to c1 by c2. So, since they are asking you to find the value of k for which this system will have no solution, we will not be going for the not equal to part, but we will be choosing the equal to part. So, if I take a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2, on cross multiplying, I get 3k minus 3 is equal to 2k minus 1. Bringing all k's to one side, I get 3k minus 2 is equal to minus 1, and 3 goes outside plus 3. So, I get k is equal to 2. So, when I substitute k is equal to 2, this system of equation will have no solution. Third question. The equation is 8x plus 5y equal to 9, 3x plus 2y equal to 4. And in this question, they have asked you to solve it both using cross multiplication and using substitution method. So first we look into the cross multiplication method. I am writing it in the general form that's required for cross multiplication by bringing this 9 to the other side and 4 to the other side. So I get 8x plus 5y minus 9 equal to 0, 3x plus 2y minus 4 equal to 0. I have my a1, b1, c1 values from this equation, a2, b2, c2 value from this equation. We know for substitution method, this is the formula that we have. So after knowing all the values of a1, b1, c1, a1, b1, c1, a2, b2, c2, I substitute the values here. I will be getting this. I get x by minus 20 plus 18, y by minus 27 plus 32, and 1 by 16 minus 15. When I simplify it further, I get x by minus 2, y by 5 is equal to 1 by 1. So I equate x separately and y separately. So when I substitute, when I equate x separately, I get x is equal to minus 2. And when I equate y separately, I get y is equal to 5. So that is my solution. This is using cross multiplication method. Now moving on with the substitution method, I have taken the first equation and I have eliminated x from it. So x would be 9 minus 5y by 8. I make this a new third equation. After obtaining the third equation, we substituted in the second equation. So I have substituted 3 times this x value plus 2y equal to 4. When I take this 3 inside, I will be getting this term. After taking LCM, it will be 27 minus 15 plus 16 divided by 8 is equal to 4. Then minus 15y and 16y becomes y. And when I cross multiply 8 and 4, it becomes 32. Then I eliminate y. Y would be 32 minus 27, which implies y is 5. So after obtaining y is 5, I substitute y is equal to 5 in equation 3 so that I get the value of my x. So when I substitute that, I get 9 minus 25 by 8. So x would be minus 16 by 8. So x would be 2. So we see that we got same x and y value as we got in the cross multiplication method. So this is cross multiplication way of solving, and this is the substitution method of solving. Moving on to the fourth question. This is word problem type questions, and in this they have asked you to solve it in any method that you want to do in algebraic way. So the first question says, in a hostel a person pays rupees x as a fixed charge and rupees y as the charge for the food taken per day. So according to this, they have given two situations where student A stays for 20 days. So the fixed charge plus 20 days and y is per meal is equal to 1000 rupees he pays. So x plus 20y is equal to 1000 becomes the first equation. Then for another student who is staying there for 26 days, so the equation is x plus 26y is equal to 1180. So this becomes the second equation. When I look into both the equations, I see already I have x and x. So elimination method would be easier to solve this. So I am subtracting 1 and 2. So when I subtract 1 and 2, I change the signs of the second equation. I cancel x with x. So I will be left with minus 6y is equal to minus 180. Minus minus would cancel. So y would be 30. So I substitute y is equal to 30 in equation 1 over here. So I get x is equal to 1000 minus 20 times 30. So x would be 1000 minus 600. So x is 400. Therefore, we get to know that the fixed charge would be 400 rupees per month and the charge per day for the food would be rupees 30. This is the second subdivision. So here we are assuming the fraction to be x by y, and the condition says when 1 is subtracted from the numerator of the fraction, it becomes 1 by 3. So x minus 1 divided by y is 1 by 3 is the first condition. And the second condition says when the denominator is added to 8, the fraction becomes 1 by 4. So it's x divided by y plus 8 is equal to 1 by 4. So this is not in a proper equation form as we require. So we try to cross multiply and write it in the equation form. So when I cross multiply, I will get 3x minus 3 equal to y from this, and 4x is equal to y plus 8 from this. Then again I am pulling x and y to one side. So 3x minus y is equal to 3 becomes my first equation, and 4x minus y equal to 8 becomes my second equation. When I see these two equations, again I see minus y minus y. So when I do elimination, just by subtracting I can cancel both the y terms. So I am subtracting 2 from 1. So I get 3x minus y is equal to 3 and 4x minus y equal to 8, and I change the sign for the second equation. I see that minus y and plus y cancels off. I will be left with minus x is equal to minus 5. Minus minus would cancel, x would be 5. Now after obtaining x is 5, I substitute that in equation 1. Equation 1 is here. So 3 times 5 minus y is equal to 3. So I get minus y is equal to 3 minus 15, y would be 12. So as we have assumed the fraction to be x by y, we substitute the corresponding value. So therefore the required fraction would be 5 by 12. This is the third subdivision. So in this we have assumed the number of correct answers to be x and the wrong answers to be y, and two situations are given to us. In the first situation there are 3 correct answers and 1 wrong answer. Therefore we take 3x minus y equal to 40 because the marks obtained for this pattern would be 40 marks. So 3 times the correct answers minus the negative answers will give you the total marks. So we get this equation. And the second situation, there are 4 correct answers and 2 wrong answers. So 4x minus 2y is equal to 50. So this is the second condition. And if you see this equation, if you divide this equation by 2, it becomes much simpler. So we get, on dividing it, we get 2x minus y equal to 25. So this becomes my new second equation. When I look into both the equations, again I see minus y and minus y. So by subtraction, I will be able to eliminate y. So I am following the elimination pattern. So we subtract 2 from 1. So when we do that, we get 3x minus y is equal to 40, and we have 2x minus y is equal to 25. By changing the sign of the second equation, I cancel plus y and minus y. Then I will be getting x is equal to 15. So after obtaining x is 15, I substitute it in equation number 1. So when I substitute it in 1, I get minus y would be 40 minus 3 times 15. So my negative y would be negative 5, y would be 5. So in total, there were x plus y number of questions. So the total questions would be 15 plus 5, so which is 20. So therefore, there were totally 20 questions in the test. The fourth subdivision. So in this, they have asked to identify the speed of 2 cars. So I am assuming the speed of car 1 is x kilometers per hour and car 2 is y kilometers per hour. The information given is there are 2 points in a highway A and B which are 100 kilometers apart, and they have told if the car moves in the same direction, that is A moves in this direction and B also moves in the same direction, they meet at a point C after 5 hours. And another situation, when they move in the opposite direction, they meet at a point D in 1 hour. So this is the situation given to us. We are trying to frame equation for this situation. So we know that speed is distance by time. So here we have data for distance. So I convert distance as my subject. So distance will be speed into time. So the first situation, when they travel in the same direction. So they travel, A travels in this direction and B also travels in this direction. The condition given is they meet at 5 hours at a point C. Therefore, the distance by first car would be 5, which is the time, and x is nothing but the speed. So 5x. Then the distance covered by the second car would be 5y. So according to this situation, 5x minus 5y need to be 100 because car 5x is the distance traveled from A to C and 5y is the distance traveled from B to C. So when I subtract A to C minus B to C, I get A to B, which is 100. So when I divide this equation by 5, I get x minus y is equal to 20. That's my first equation. Then the second situation, when they travel in the opposite direction. So the distance traveled by the first car would be x into 1 because they meet at 1 hour. So I have not mentioned 1 here. So it's 1x, which is x. And distance traveled by the second car would be 1y, which is y. So according to this, the distance traveled from A to D plus the distance traveled from D to B is 100. So x plus y would be 100. So this is my second equation. So when I see both the equations, again I have a minus y and a plus y. So I just add both the equations. I see minus y plus y gets cancelled and 2x would be 120, x would be 60. After obtaining x is 60, I substitute that in equation 1. I get minus y is equal to 20 minus 60, or minus y would be minus 40, which means y is 40. Therefore, I have obtained the speed of the car 1 to be 60 kilometers per hour and speed of the car 2 to be 40 kilometers per hour. So this is the last subdivision. So here they have given rectangle's dimensions and they are supposed to find it. So I am assuming the length of the rectangle be x units and the width be y units. We know that if you have length x and width y, the area would be xy. So we multiply length into breadth. So the first situation says length is reduced by 5 units and your width is increased by 3 units. Then the area is getting reduced by 9. So x minus 5, y plus 3 would be xy minus 9. So when I simplify this equation, I see that xy cancels on both sides. I will be left with 3x minus 5y equal to 6, which becomes my first equation. Then the second situation says when 3 is added, that means your rectangle's length is increased by 3 and the width is increased by 2. The total area gets increased by 67 units. So you get this equation. When I simplify this, I get 2x plus 3y equal to 61. This becomes my second equation. I am trying to use substitution method to solve this. So I have taken equation 1 and from that I have got x is equal to 6 plus 5y by 3, which becomes my third equation. Now I substitute equation 3 in 2. So when I substitute it in 2, I will get 2 times 6 plus 5y by 3 plus 3y is equal to 61. On multiplying 2 inside and taking LCM, I will end up with 12 plus 19y is equal to 183. Because I cross multiply 3 with 61, I get 183. Then my 19y would be 183 minus 12. So 19y would be 171. So y would be 171 by 19, which is 9 units. So after obtaining y is equal to 9, I substitute this in equation 3. So I get x is equal to 6 plus 5 times 9 by 3. When I simplify this, I get x is equal to 51 by 3, or my x value would be 17. Therefore, the length would be 17 units and the width would be 9 units for the given rectangle. With this, we have completed the exercise 3.5. We will be continuing exercise 3.6 in the next lecture. Thank you.